get the recording. Satnam. So we're here in Sedona, Arizona, working around the very powerful energy here and all of the glitches and the shifting around that has to happen for that. So before we get started, Christine's with me. She made it aboard, but sadly, many other people couldn't, or several other people, depending on how you work with numbers. I'm going to pull this out and go to my FaceTime camera on the laptop, because this one's going to let you see. Let's open me up. This one's going to let you see nothing. Oh, here. This one's going to let you see the rock formation behind me. So it's in the window. Being outside there didn't work out well. The full battery on the laptop died in about, I don't know, 90 seconds, 2 minutes out there. So it's legit. I'm really where I say I am. Now I'm going to put on the better camera so that you can see the class here. There we go. You can see me a little bit better. And we're close enough to get all the goods here. We are going to practice for this full moon lunar eclipse, which will be tonight for you guys, like late night. It's going to be 1 a.m. here in Sedona. So that would be like 11 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 hours difference, so hopefully I did it correctly. But let's tune in and then we'll talk all about it. We have our instrument to get prepared for the energies. They've been building since the new moon on November 4th anyway, so likely you're already feeling some of the impact of this, whether it's conscious and you're aware of it, or if it's just simply happening in your system, subconscious to your awareness. That is often the case. So we want to open up to these energies. They are coming from intergalactical spaces. So this particular alignment is coming from the Pleiadians. And it's just very exciting to have this. It's been since 2014 that we've had a Taurus eclipse. And that means that we're back in this place of earth energy and divine offering being gifted to us tonight and then through the next few days. So take a deep breath in. Sigh your air out. And inhale to tune in. Om. Inhale deeply and suspend. Exhale your air. For protection now, inhale. On good day, name, you God, good day, name, sat, good day, name. On Gude Name Jugad Gude Name Sat Gude Name Siddhi Gurudeve Name On Gude Name Jugad Gude Name Sat Gude Name Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Deep breath in. Exhale your air. So it is a partial eclipse, which makes it kind of interesting because you can see a partial eclipse in the sky a bit better. So when it eclipses, it goes totally dark. But when it's partial, you can see rims. It is actually the slowest eclipse that we've had in, I think they said over 100 years. So we are perhaps an opportunity if you want to stay up past your bedtime, breath of fire. Keep going, keep going. You have another couple minutes. I know most often in northeastern Ohio, there are too many clouds to see things like this. Last night we were out looking at it, and just that shadow along the lower portion of the moon. And my son said, "Is that the eclipse? I thought it was a full moon. Like, what's going on?" And it wasn't quite full. That was like the last little piece that we're going to see tonight. And then we'll have to go out and see what we see tonight if we want to stay up late enough to catch it and maybe get the gift of actually seeing it. But otherwise, you know, sleeping through it, that works too. You're relaxed, you're available, just, you know, sweet dreams, sweet dreams, sweet dreams through the magic moment. So let's see. This particular earth sign is all about the heart chakra and the sacral chakra. So these are the energies we're awakening. And the theme around this is self-worth, self-worth. Like all of those conditions that we put on ourselves, like, you know, this will happen if I work really hard and I earn it, or I need this in order to be worthy and lovable. And so I have to like do these certain things, like breaking down and the opportunity through this energetic window to like release and clear out from our subconscious programming. And we're going to work through the auric field, and we're going to work specifically with the Arcline today to like get rid of some of those conditions, so that like we can say like unconditionally, you know, unconditionally, I am worthy of the love, and I'm worthy of the earthly blessings, because Taurus is all about earth. So that's like your paycheck. That's like the things that bring you security and a solid foundation in life, like what you need to feel like I've got everything taken care of and I'm going to be a-okay. Like pump some breath of fire through that idea, like get those energies awake through your field, through your arc line, so that we can really tap into and flush out some of those things that they're just outdated. They're not true anymore. They're just an old belief system. It's like something that they thought of in the 50s that we know just doesn't fly anymore, you know? So these last 15 seconds, breath in and out, pump it evenly. I'll finish with you. And then the big inhale. Thumbs touching, fingers stretching straight up overhead. Pull from Mula Bandha, base of the body, bring the energy all the way up the spinal line. Taller, please. And then exhale, flush all the way down and through. Very good, very good, very good. We are cat cow, please. So come to all fours and belly down, chin up on your inhale, curl and tuck on the exhale. Continue, 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 please. I was hiking with the kids yesterday, and you know, my son's a PhD candidate in physics at Caltech, so he's a pretty intelligent, scientific kid. He kind of smirks at me when I talk about the vortexes and the energies, and you know, he stays sort of in his Western science kind of box. But when he's talking, you know, about things and about life and about change and about movement and about development, about evolution, he speaks the same messages, just in a different language. So it's not like you have to really, quote, believe things like this in order to have access to the benefits. It's really just a matter of like this flexibility through the spine, like staying really supple and flexible and pliable and available to what comes along for your highest good. And we all have that. One of our 10 bodies is our soul body. We all have that higher self soul body that looks out for us, that knows with the divine wisdom the big picture of our soul journey and destiny and path and karma and dharma and like all those things. Like we have a soul that we can trust, you know. And so if your cognitive mind, if your cultural personality, ego self, who you are in this world, in this lifetime is like, it's all a bunch of bunk, just stay with it, come to the practices and stay flexible in your spine and in your mind and in your psyche, and you'll be carried along, you know, you'll be supported. Energy is very neutral, it's unbiased. And 20 more seconds here. Drop the belly, lift the heart, breathe in, hold the breath in and stretch, please. Okay, exhale, tuck under the opposite direction, push and stretch, hold. Inhale, flatten the back. And exhale, rest back to child's pose. Bring the palms to touch out in front of you, forehead on the ground, and just let some of that energy disperse. We have this multidimensional body, and when the energies are super powerful like they are right now, this is our time to like clear the heaviness out. And the new energy is coming in. It's like when you turn a light on, the darkness is gone. So when the higher frequencies come tuning it, channeling in, you know, we're wiggling and squirming and shaking the snow globe. You know, those will flush out. So what you're feeling is the work that you need to do to be in on this conversation. Nice, rest just one more moment and I'll get some prosperity rhythms going for us today. All right, this Kriya is the Arcline Kriya, Arcline body Kriya for alertness. And our Arcline ear to ear for everyone, and a second nipple to nipple for women, stores our life story. And so we want to clear this so that we can be alert to the new patterning, the new thought forms, the new capacities that are coming through for us. So throughout this Kriya, we're going to be concentrating at the third eye point. So, and we'll be doing long, deep breathing. The first thing to do is to sit in easy pose. The arms are coming parallel to each other. The palms are facing each other. So you can see my hands right out in front of my armpits, not here or out here, but just neutral. I like to pull my shoulders back and shimmy them down so I can stay relaxed. We're holding this posture and we're breathing long, deep breaths. You can close your two eyes, concentrate at your third eye, and you're on the clock. You have cleared the halfway mark. Stay intentional with the breath. And hopefully the mantra is coming through clearly enough. It is a vibration of prosperity. Inhale deeply and exhale, relax. Good job. These first three exercises are just like this, sort of a long hold. This time we're coming into a bear grip. Oops, I got it wrong. The right palm facing in, the left palm facing out. The fingers are curled. It's at the level of the heart center. The forearms stay parallel to floor. Be careful, it's going to want to get droopy, but you need a little tension, so keep the elbows pulling out. We're holding the posture. Lift Mula Bond, so lift up on the pelvic floor. And we're breathing long, slow, and deep. Two eyes closed, concentrated the third eye. The third eye is in between the eyebrows and up just slightly. It is the projection point of the pituitary and pineal glands back in the deep part of your brain. So that energy coming from that glandular activity projecting straight out. One more minute in this position. Long inhale breath. Hold. And exhale, release. Good. All right. We're coming out, legs out in front of us. Feet are together and they're flexed. So pull your toes back. We're bending forward with the line of the spine. The arms are parallel and we're stretched over beyond the feet without touching. This time we are to do breath of fire. In it to win it. It's not an easy one. Get the rhythm going. Create that energetic pattern that's going to hold you in the experience. We're working through the negative mind, through the positive mind, even through the neutral mind. We're coming through all the mental fields. There's less than a minute. Trust yourself, believe in yourself. We're breaking through barriers. We're recalibrating. That might show up as a little sacred quiver. Inhale. Exhale. That one got to me. All right, this is another one that's a little bit more on the challenging side. So I'm going to bring up a little bit of a different experience here. We're all probably going to have to meditate it, or I mean, modify it in some way. Meditative, modify, meditate. Here we go. All right, so we're lying on the back with the feet together. Hands are going to come into fists by the sides. We're on the elbows, and so this is the basic position, although the hips are lifting. I'm going to bend my feet to lift my hips, and then I can see that I'm going to need to come to reverse table. That's going to be the best I can do. You might be able to do on the elbows with the hips lifted off the ground. You might be able to do a reverse plank, which would be another way of working with it. But I'm going to go ahead and get the clock started for us because I know what a challenge it is. I'm going to give you this strong rhythm to support you. This is a breath of fire. So once you get yourself up there, again, I was on my elbows with my fists here by my breasts. That kind of like marks the lifting point. Remember that it's perfectly acceptable to take a break, to come down, and to get yourself back up in there. We're past the 1 minute mark. We're about at the halfway. We have another minute and a few seconds to go. Really balance the weight on your elbows and on the soles of the feet. So if you're in the long plank position, get your feet down. Inhale, long breath in, hold, squeeze. Exhale, lower down. Woo, girl. In it with you today, in it with you. Okay, this is a camel pose. It's dynamic. I'm curling under my toes. That gives me a little extra lift. Basically, we're going to hold the heels. Inhale to bring your body up. Exhale to bring your body down. It's not a breath of fire. And so you can bring yourself up and down. You can let the heads drop back or not. Inhale up, exhale down. That's the motion. We're going to continue that. Again, it's not a breath of fire, so do it at your own pace. I'm stretching out the front of my quads from all that hiking yesterday. So I happen to be pretty grateful for this one. If you're not in that frame of mind and you want to gift it to someone, I'm your girl. Definitely an opening for the heart and the sacral. Right in line with this Pleiadian energy coming down from the space of Taurus. One more minute. It's bringing up a little heat for me. I don't know what you're feeling. And go ahead and do one more. And very good. Sit your hips on your heels. Take a breath. Okay, we have another one. Hope you can hear that. I fear it might be a little too poor quality to really be appreciated. All right, we're going to come lying on the stomach. This is pretty familiar. We're coming up and down from lotus pose. So locust. The legs straight out, feet together, arms, in this case, overhead. Inhale up, exhale down. I'm going to take my arms along my side because it's a little less stressful to the low back. And that's the deal. Inhale to rise up, lift up into locust, and exhale to come down. You can rest in the down for a moment and then come up again. It's just like the camel, it's dynamic movement. It doesn't have to be up and down quickly, just a steady little rhythm for yourself. We are very well over the halfway mark. And just 3 more up and down. Finish these last 10 seconds. Inhale up and then hold briefly and exhale down and relax. Right. All right, I'm going to ask you to stand up with your feet together. Your hands are on your heart, right hand on top of left. So left hand first and then right hand. I can't stand, this is actually a loft here, so I don't have the ceiling height. Even little short me can't stand here. So inhale through the nose and then round mouth as you exhale through your lips. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Eyes can be closed. That's it, in through the nose, out through the mouth. It sounds like a train when you exhale through an O mouth. So hear the whirling sound. Take one more breath in, one more exhale out, And then just pause. Take your breath to a natural breath. I was telling Christine before we started the recording on about climbing up the, the rock formations yesterday, which did not look like rock climbing with rappelling and spidering up the wall. It just looked like hiking up and climbing like, on all fours up what someone else might have considered just steps, but what I thought was kind of treachery. And coming up into altitude and that different oxygen level and how that plays with your brain and how the nervous system kind of gets a trigger of anxiety when the oxygen level drops. And I happen to be kind of sensitive to it for whatever reason, but that's that feeling you can get when you play with pranayama and you play with the oxygen levels in your brain, and it triggers the endocrine system. It actually triggers your endocrine system to secrete different hormonal combinations and to play with your blood chemistry that way, which impacts all the organs in your body. So we're doing the work here. We're seriously doing the work. I don't know what that says about my hike yesterday, but we're coming to kneel. This is a little bit like half Hanuman, only we keep the hips over the knee and the other leg down and out. And again, this is similar to the first few exercises, the long, deep breathing and eyes, 2 eyes closed, awareness at the third eye center. And I'm getting us on the clock, but it's just long, deep breathing, holding this stretch. This lunar eclipse is an activation of the heart. And it's as if deep inside of our hearts, we have a lock that has been waiting for a key, an activation key. And through the downloads of these energies, that key becomes activated. Should we be in the right place for the system to accept the energetic current so that the key can be activated. And the activation of this key is the liberation from some of the 3D beliefs, as I mentioned earlier, that we have to be worthy, that we have to earn something. And it was interesting to see my kids play out their dynamics with me. I was a participant, of course, on the hike yesterday. And the ways in which each of us seeks relationship and attention and affirmation from each other, which is really a basis of worthiness. And this isn't like sophisticated psychotherapy. Anyone can watch and notice the behaviors of those around and of themselves and see these patterns. Okay, let's switch sides. The other leg out now. Whichever leg you did, just do the other leg. And so as we come through this era on the planet Earth, and trust me, these energies are downloading into us personally, but into the planet as a whole, into the collective as well, into the Earth mass of planet Earth, the physical mass, as well as into all the thought streams of our collective consciousness. But as we come into this 3D, 5D split, where the realities are splitting and there are now more and more different ways to look at the issues in front of us with different levels and of value system, different perspectives, different ways of interacting with the the situations we're living in. We want our physical form to be ready so that we can accept the 5D downloads and the upgrades and move and evolve on our path. Know that we're worthy of love no matter what. We don't have to jockey for position or prove ourselves or struggle for attention. All right, come on out. That was the last of this Kriya. So let's just sit for a moment and let some of that energy move. This particular energy is just a next step, like a next level, scurrying up the cliff to the next little plateau. And because we're higher, we get a little bit of a better view, better perspective. And we're still living in this 3D matrix, but now we have a more sophisticated perspective, which allows us to have the intellect, the awareness, the intuitive knowing to come up with better solutions, healthier ways of actualizing ourselves and interacting with others. Brighter awarenesses for where we want our hopes and our dreams and our path of purpose to take us. So hopefully you're feeling it like I am, with a lot of swirling and tingling, and it's really the impact of that. All right, so we have here one of the lengthier meditations that we do. So rather than just a one part, this is a two part. And this is a meditation for wealth and intuitive opportunity. We are opening up the heart for this capacity so that the key can be activated. And then we're going to chant a little Haryang so that we can, clear out the old and awaken the new. And this is going to be a really helpful meditation. So the first thing we're working with is this arm kind of swinging back and forth. And you can see my hands are coming down. I'm not out here this time. My hands are coming down and they're coming back. And this is a carpeted wall here. I can feel myself just tapping it behind myself. Maybe if it wasn't there, I'd be able to swing a little bit further, but you'll start to feel it across this direction. And the hands are coming up to, and the heart, and they're alternating, bringing the palms towards the center of the heart, but we're not touching and pounding on the heart. The wrists don't bend, the fingers stay straight, and it's sort of a swinging kind of movement back and forth. It's rhythmic. It's going to find its own energetic field. Remember how it kind of does that? And then we can kind of relax a little bit and just let the movement take care of us. And this is what we're doing. Two eyes can close. Breath natural. If you'd like to be more personalized about this conversation, then you'll look to see where 27 degrees of Taurus is in your natal chart. And you can just go to Google and type in natal chart free kind of thing and get a free little reading. They'll ask you to put in your birth date, your birth time and place. And on the wheel, there'll be little pieces of pies and symbols. You figure out where's Taurus, where's 27 degrees, what house is it, what number little piece of pie is it. And then you can Google, what's going on, what's the third house about, what's the fifth house about, wherever that point is. And you can see where exactly in your natal chart this activation is happening. And so it becomes a really multi-dimensional conversation, not that just that there's groovy happenings in the sky and big exciting things that are supposed to be happening, but there's a light bulb coming on in my third house or in my fifth house or in my seventh house, and that has to do with how I relate to the world around me or how I relate to myself, or you get a little personalization to it. You're going to feel things. We're working through the 10 body system, so you're going to feel different things, maybe temperatures, maybe sensations, maybe different doubts, worries. You feel different things, you think different things, you just keep going. And if you're feeling enough discomfort, your endocrine system will begin secreting hormones to ease the quote pain of it. And then things will become a little duller, less sharp. But you've got to keep moving in order for that to happen. If you stop moving and stop offering the sensation, the endocrine system won't drop that message through. Not too much longer, not too much at all. Nice. Hands over your heart. Inhale. Hold. And release. Shake them out. Shake them out, loves. That's what happens in Kundalini yoga. Become a little bit of a beast. Spiritual beast. All right, so this mudra is a little bit unusual. We're bringing the pinky, ring, index, middle fingers together, but not the thumb. The thumb stretches back to ourselves. It makes, it's equalizing the energy. The thumbs are separate, extended towards the heart. The fingers are loosely separated and the hands are relaxed. So you can see my hands are not touching. You know, the thumbs are pulled back. This is at the thumbs are pointing to the heart and the fingers are kind of, you know, at an angle, at a 60-degree angle. We're looking down through the hands at a 60-degree mark. So the hands, if they're too close, you're going to have to tuck your chin, and that's not the idea. Bring the face here and the hands out a little bit and look down at the angle through your hands, okay? We're chanting Haryang, Haryang, Haryang. So the is the NG at the back of the throat, and the Hari flicks the tongue at the roof of the mouth. So Haryang, Haryang, Haryang. We're gonna chant that 60 times per breath, all right? So I'll get it started and you can just join in, and that is our meditation. So I'm going to get the clock. This phone doesn't hold the clock on. I have to figure out how to keep the screen from going into, you know, maybe you can text me and let me know, right? So we're looking down at a 60 degree. We have our fingers touching, the thumbs pulled back, the fingers at about 60 degrees, the face somewhat forward, and Haryang, 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 Haryang. Inhale. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang, 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 Haryang. Haryang 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 Haryang. Inhale. Hold the breath, hold the mantra. And exhale. And they say that those who chant Haryang, nothing can stand in their way. This mantra gives you the capacity to recognize and receive your opportunities, to actualize more than you previously thought possible. And on this lunar eclipse, I say, Waheguru, let that be your truth. All right. Let's take a Shavasana. Lie down, please. I'll sit. You may lie. Get yourself a comfortable resting posture. This mantra of the answered prayer. So let's come out of Shavasana with a cat stretch, which is a twist. Bring the right knee into your chest and pull it across for a twist. I'll just do it seated with you. Take a couple of breaths there. And to the other side, please. Left knee in and across. And then rub the palms of the hands and the flats of the feet together briskly. Rock and roll yourself up and down the length of your spine. Hug the shins and rock and roll. Come on up to seated. I hope you're feeling really good. You know, it's humbling to have the universe say, no, you cannot film outside at the Red Rock the way you intended, even though you lugged your power strip across the country for it and had so many people signed up and ready at home to join you. But I'm glad I'm inside and I'm catching the recording, and then I'm able to post it to the YouTube and get it off to you, hopefully before too long. All right, so hands at heart, sit up tall, take a deep breath in and sigh out. May the long-time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. May the pure light within you guide your way on. 3 Satnams, inhale. Go with many blessings and remember who you are. Satnam. Thank you, thank you.